Hi there, my name's Colin and welcome to Let's Paint Watercolours with me. So let's get started on this painting. Welcome to Let's Paint Watercolours with me, Colin. I'm going to paint this one today for a gentleman called Graham Haywood. He asked for a canal scene, so I think we should oblige him. This is some yellow ochre. Now I've laid the paper flat, got on a little bit of control. And into that I'm going to put a weak mixture of alizarin crimson. You can put it on stronger because it tends to fade a great deal. This is indigo and ultramarine. Just let them mingle, it doesn't matter. And I put the alizarin crimson in, so with the blue doesn't turn to green. We're just mainly putting colour on at the moment. Just a few. This is cadmium yellow. Just want to drop the ultramarine and cadmium red. Just drops here and there. Damp brush, just fade it in. These brushes here. The tissue, I'm just going to take the tops off. So when we put the leaves in, you'll be able to see it more clearly. Lift out some clouds. Just strengthen up the corners. This will be a nice colourful one for summer. Now it's dried off a bit, I've just re-wetted the bridge and parts of the house, and into that I'm just going to drop some cadmium red, ultramarine, with some burnt sienna. I hope that to spread where I want it to come. There. Soften the edges off on this one. I can just wash it out. This is cadmium red and cobalt blue. That's just to make a soft grey. Just mingle in on the top, just to darken it slightly. Trees in, put this tree in. This is French ultramarine, cadmium light red. Sorry. This is a mixture of cobalt blue and burnt umber. I'll turn the camera off to save a bit of time. Whilst the paper is still damp, I'm just going to add some dark just along the top. This is just the same tree colour, which is cobalt blue and burnt umber. Just adds a little bit more interest to the bridge. You can just leave that to fade in. Now that's dried off quite a lot. We'll come to these bushes here, and I'm going to use a natural sponge for this. Light parts in on the top. Lighter green mixture. We can do the same on the other side. Ultramarine and cad yellow light. Touch of red, just to take the glare from it. Whilst we have that running, just re-wet the bottom area here. Same on this side. Just adding it to the canal bank. Same on this side. Soften off the edge with a damp brush. Dark colour mix of indigo and burnt umber. Just put the dark side of the bridge in underneath the arch. That's mine. Just give that a quick dry off with the hairdryer. I have re-wet the roof, and into that I am just going to put a very weak mix of the burnt sienna, cobalt blue and cadmium red. The dark reflection, which is indigo and burnt umber. Same on this side. Let that mingle. Just darken the underneath. time for some reflections. So I'm just going to drop the bridge mixture colour we had here, burnt sienna, cadmium red and burnt umber. Now I've just re-wet a tiny portion of the canal water. I don't want this to spread too far. Just let that drift down, darken that side, the chimney. I've wet the path all the way up to the bridge, so I'm going to start at the bottom because there's more paint on the brush when you start, and I'm just going to push it up the path using horizontal strokes, and as you can see it gets lighter the further it goes up. Light red. Take a lift a little paint out and leave that to dry. I've wet the paving stones all the way up, and I've just wet that side of the house, and into that we are going to drop some cobalt blue and burnt sienna. We'll be lifting out in some parts. As you see, as you push it up it gets lighter. But you can drop some of the bridge colour in so it matches the path. Lift some out with a damp cloth, with a damp brush. The colour of the bridge colour and the house colour. Just put a shadow where the eave is, and then we let that dry. Okay, we come to the canal barge. I'm going to make it a nice bright colour. So paint the boat with cadmium red first. While that's there, we've got some cadmium red mixed with some burnt umber. This will provide the deep shadow side. Then on the top part we have a cobalt blue. This is the fiddly bits. We will just paint in the windows. Just a bit of grey made from cobalt blue, burnt umber. Now the paint is dried a little bit, we'll put the shadow in from where the galley runs through on the centre of the barge. This is a good mix of indigo and burnt umber. To dry. Okay, I've laid the board flat and I've re-wet the canal area and I will put the reflections in. So we mirror some of the sky. That's the yellow there. The mixture of the sky colour. Dry it off on the paper towel. I'll just put a weak wash in over there. We're dropping the cadmium red and the burnt umber mix. Not to spread too far. I'll take some out with the damp brush. I'll drop some cobalt blue along here, make it look a little bit dark. This is a lighter green first. There's indigo, cadmium red, such cadmium red, and cadmium yellow light. Just drop that in. Just to really make it moody and deep. To dry. Now it's a chance to sit for a minute or two. I just want to lift one or two areas out. This is a damp brush. So that's a fully charged brush. wipe it with a paper towel, bring it to a point, and that's the damp brush. Just totally dry. Okay, this is some yellow ochre with some cadmium yellow pale. I want to drop some burnt sienna. While I'm here, I think what we'll do is, with a weak mix of ultramarine and indigo with some burnt umber, this is a rigger brush, we will just put some foliage on. Something here. And this side. And now with a dark mix of indigo and burnt umber, we'll put some trees in. These are silver birches, and they will have died out, these two. I don't want to put foliage on them, I think it would be too much. It's a circular motion. This is a weak mix, and a very weak mix, of the cadmium red and ultramarine with a touch of burnt umber in it. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring out these pebbles that have been under the masking fluid, sorry. So add a little bit of texture to the path, put the shadow sides of the little rocks on, and then we just come back here and put the cracks in. Some of the cracks along here. Just adds a little bit more depth to your painting. Okay, that's your picture finished. You've signed it. As you can see, I've just put some shadows underneath where the pebbles and little rocks are on the path, and I've just scraped in a few white lines into where there's a bit too much green, which you can use a craft knife for. I'd like to thank you for watching. This is a painting for Graham Haywood, so I hope he enjoys it. Thank you very much for watching.